She said she was underpaid. Well, John Ritter was the star. He obviously didn't think that he was underpaid, and he was sure as heck funnier than she was. She was only on there for her looks, and really, I never found her that attractive. The women, the actresses who came after her, I thought were way more attractive than she is or was. Blaze says, I've started to binge watch Australian detective shows. Interesting. No Suzanne Loud updates. I've not talked to Mary recently, Jay, but not to my knowledge. Yeah, not to my knowledge, Jay. Yeah. Sheree says she played the dumb blonde. No one cared about her acting abilities. Yeah. I don't know. I still liked it after she left, so what do I know? All right. This Friday, we will be covering the disappearance of Teresa Towne-Woolard. Last name is hyphenated. Towne dash Woolard. Woolard. This is a disappearance that is on Megan Lyonez's website, charlieproject.org. I'm wondering if all of you noticed that change. I changed it because on her Facebook page, she changed her last name. She is married now. Her last name is Lyonez, Lianez. Her last name is not good anymore, Goode. So that's why I changed it. She changed it. I changed it. But on her site, you will find this disappearance. She disappeared from Burton, Michigan on December 11th, 2016. Her sister, Laura Toth, is the guest. And the title of this episode is 3 Men and a Lady, because during the course of this interview with Laura, we will discuss three different men who might have had the opportunity or wanted Teresa to disappear. Teresa had an addiction problem. It started in the 1990s. She was married. She had 2 children, but she'd been in a car wreck. She got addicted to pain pills that then went to hard illegal drugs. And she ended up completely cleaning out her and her husband's savings. And because of this, they got divorced in the early 2000s, and from then until she disappeared in late 2016. Spotty job history, in and out of rehab, stole money from family members. But on the day before her disappearance, her daughter was in the hospital. She went to see her. She got a ride home. On the ride home, a call came into her phone, and some guy was claiming that she owed him money. It was a big argument, and she got dropped off at home. Then the next day, a 911 call came in that Teresa was having some sort of domestic dispute with some guy at this apartment complex. Well, when the police showed up, she wasn't there. And witnesses said she walked. They didn't seem to know anything about the 911 call, but they said that Teresa and a man left the apartment walking west along the street. Well, because this apartment complex has a reputation of drug activity, prostitution activity, etc., the police just didn't take it seriously. They never got back in their cars and drove west to see if they could track Teresa down, even though this was a 911 call. She was never seen again. Something else, though, that we'll be talking about in this disappearance that is the kind of the good side of this is you're finally going to get to hear about some good private investigator work. You know me. You know what I've said about this particular profession. You know my attitude toward it. But I also want you to know when I think that I see good PI work, I'm going to let you know about it. And if I can get paperwork and everything to show you what it looks like, I will do that. Well, we have it in this particular disappearance where luckily one of Teresa's sisters worked in an accounting firm. This accounting firm had a relationship with a private investigator agency in the area have to skip tracing or something like that. Laura will explain it in the interview. And the family got this private investigator agency who had no experience in missing persons cases to look into it. And they did a good job. Now, of course, over 4 years later, Teresa's still missing. But when you see, if you go to theunfoundpodcast.com, the website, and go to Teresa's page, which is now posted, Natasha's already started on that, you'll be able to download 2 PDF files of the reports that this private investigator agency did for the family. And you'll get to see how they delineate who they talked to, what this person said, on and on and on. And it was so good to see something like that. It's been a long time since I've seen any high quality private investigator work. So it was good to see some in this particular case. So you can go to theunfoundpodcast.com, download those 2 PDF files if you'd like to see that for yourself. And then when you read them, you'll be able to, of course, follow along a little bit when the episode happens on Friday. This isn't a very long episode. Obviously, it's not over 3 hours long like Brian's Schaefer's. I think it's about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes. But once again, Teresa Towne-Woolard, Burton, Michigan, December 11th, 2016. Her sister Laura Toth, T-O-T-H, is the guest. And the episode is called 3 Men and a Lady. So I think that is about it, coming up on that 2-hour mark. So what did we do? I talked a little bit about disc golf this past weekend, coming up this weekend. Talked a lot of music tonight, concerts that may be happening, bands that we like. Talked a little bit about my piano work that I'm doing, guitar practice. Judas Priest concert coming up later this year. My weight is stuck right at that 180 level, but I think I'm looking pretty good. But I do want to get into the 170s. Talked about the Brian Schaefer poll, the Brian Schaefer blog, now doing the blogs in audio as well. Alan White, his remains were found. Talked about the books, the statistics project. I'd like to get started somehow. Nancy Galloway, Megan Lancaster. I know a lot of you were talking about Suzanne Morphew. We talked about the Phoenix parents with the car theft. Took some questions from Misty, Kathy, and Lorenzo. And then finally talked about this Friday's episode, the disappearance of Teresa Towne-Woolard. That's all I got. Thank you to all the super chat people tonight. Man, that was just crazy. Thank you. There are no words. But thank you so much. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up before you're done watching. And you will hear me all on Friday. And then some of you will see me again on Sunday evening for the Think Tank. Patreon.com/Unfound Podcast. If you're a PayPal person, paypal.me/Unfound Podcast. That's all I got. Good night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving myself, my assistant,